Hello and Assalamu alaikum. In this video, I will explain if you have a UAE driving license and it is expired, and if you are expat, what you are required to do in order to renew your driving license. We all know that all residents, expats specifically, if you are expat resident in UAE, everybody wants to have a driving license because it has certain benefits. If you have a driving license, you can get a car in your own name, and if you want to drive a cab, Uber, or any other cab, and then you need to have a driving license. And certain employers, they do prefer their employees who possess UAE valid driving license. But in this case, I am talking about renewal of old driving license. We all know that for Emiratis, UAE laws require them to get their licenses renewed after 10 years. But for expats, the term is only 5 years. So after every 5 years, you have to get your driving license renewed. And the fee for this is little over 400 dirham, and an eye test, for your eyesight, it's included in those 400 dirham, and delivery charges are also included. But if your driving license is suspended, or if you have already accumulated 24 black points, that means it is automatically suspended, then you have to get an NOC from the relevant RTA department, and then you have to open a new training file, I think, which is for 200 dirham. And this is, it's not very cumbersome procedure. If you are a resident living within UAE, all you need to do is, right now I'm talking about Dubai, so you have to go to RTA app, and everything is available over there, and you don't have to visit them. You can pay the fees, and then they will ask you to appear for eyesight test, and if you clear that, if your license is expired recently, but if your license is expired and a long time has gone, then you have to reapply for the license, for the new license, afresh. Like you have to open a file, then you have to go through the driving training, then you have to go through the road test and all that, along with the other medical tests like eye test, etc., etc. I'll just read it to you. The customer what is the renewal process if the license expired more than 10 years prior? If your license has been expired 10 years ago, then you have to, how can you apply for a new license? The customer can renew it only after passing a road test. It involves dirham 200 training file opening, 100 dirham for learning application fees, 50 dirham for handbook, 200 for RTA test, 500 for the delay in renewing the document, which can be described as a fine, 300 dirham for renewal, and 20 dirham knowledge and innovation fee. Now you add it up. I will add it up for you. 200, and then 200, 400, 450, then 500, it becomes 950, and then 300, it becomes 1250, and then 20 rupees knowledge innovation fee, that is 1270 dirham for a new driving license that is required if your previous license has been expired 10 years ago. And it says that what happens if the license is suspended? If the police in the UAE cancel or suspend a driving license after 24 black points, as I've said earlier, its holder must get an NOC letter to apply for an evaluation test, and new training file is then opened and new training file, and then can license issued in another emirate be renewed in Dubai? Now this is the question. If your license has been issued in Abu Dhabi, Ras Al Khaimah, Sharjah, or any other emirate, can it be renewed in Dubai? The answer is no. Can license be renewed if holder is on a visit visa? This is very important. Many people go there and on a visit visa. Previously, they might have been the UAE residents, but if their license is expired, and then they go there on a visitor visa or a tourist visa, and if they want to renew their old driving license, can they do that? I will explain to you according to RTA rules. According to information available on the Roads and Transport Authority RTA website, those in the UAE on a visit visa cannot renew the document. This means if a resident leaves the UAE and comes back on a visit visa, she will not be able to avail of the service. The person needs to have a valid residence visa to be able to get the license renewed. So this sums it all, that even if you had a previously valid license, if you had a number one, if you were a UAE resident and then you had a valid driving license which has been expired or which has expired, and you have left UAE, your residence visa is no more or it is expired, and then you go to UAE or Dubai on a visit visa, that means you cannot get your driving license renewed unless you have a valid residency visa. So that's it, folks. Thank you and goodbye.